Doctor Strange, directed by Scott Derrickson and starring Benedict Cumberbatch, and many more. This movie, if you don't already know, is based off the comic book character Doctor Strange, and going into this movie, I didn't know much other than what I know from the comic books and the animated TV shows, but yeah, I didn't really watch more of the trailers that came out. I saw the very early teaser trailer, but pretty much I was going into the movie blind. I didn't really know what to expect going into this movie because Doctor Strange isn't really one of my favorite characters, and this movie could have easily been a hit or miss, but gladly I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. This movie did a really good job giving Doctor Strange's backstory and also putting him in the Marvel Universe with all the other heroes. I personally think Benedict did a good job at portraying Doctor Strange. I was pretty iffy with his casting, but he did a pretty good American accent. The character design in this movie is really good. It's spot on to how Doctor Strange looks like in the comic books, and I really enjoyed that. Also, another thing that I was really impressed with was the cinematography. There's a lot of beautiful shots that they get, and just really great cinematography all around this movie. It was very nice looking. And speaking of nice looking, the VFX were amazing. I mean, I know you see all these buildings going crazy in the teaser trailer and the trailers. It's even crazier and like an acid trip at some points in the movie. I definitely give props to the VFX group that worked on this movie because they definitely had their hands full. Now, Doctor Strange is the character. In the beginning, when he's just a doctor, he's kind of a big head, egotistical, cocky doctor who, just wants to do surgeries that are, will get the headlines and news and the big bucks. He kind of passes on other things. So I feel like his character got a lot better when Strange meets the Ancient One, and after he meets the Ancient One, I feel like his character gets better, and I actually start liking Doctor Strange more than I did in the beginning of the movie. And from that point on, after he meets the Ancient One, I think the movie definitely gets a lot better. And you start caring for Doctor Strange, and he's becomes a pretty likable dude. He's pretty chill, and he's pretty funny. Everyone else in the movie played their character really good, and Benedict and Rachel McAdams' chemistry on film was really great. I like the scenes between them. I feel like Rachel McAdams really grounded the film in reality, but also the movie did still feel a lot comic book wise. It definitely did feel like a comic book movie, which I really did like. I was actually surprised with how funny this movie is. Going into it, I didn't think it was going to be that funny, but I was surprised with how much I laughed and the audience around me laughed. Also, the action in this movie was awesome. I mean, we get like this really cool fight scenes with magic, and we don't really get a lot of magic fight scenes in Marvel movies other than current Civil War with Scarlet Witch, but it's really cool to see them do all these magic abilities and all these fight scenes, and they actually were pretty good, other than like one scene where they had like a fight scene that was a little bit too close for me. I normally like fight scenes that are backed out a little bit, but the fight scenes were really awesome, great magic abilities. So I really like that they have multiple battles with the big bad guy. Normally in movies, you'll have like an argument with the big bad guy or a confrontation with the big bad guy, and then the final fight, or the main characters see the main bad guy and then they just fight as lackeys throughout the film and then they fight him. But in this film, they fought him 3 times, and I really enjoyed that because it's kind of annoying where it's like they never fight the big bad guy and then they fight him at the end and beat him. So it's kind of boring when that happens in movies, and I enjoyed that, Doctor Strange, he's not the best, sorcerer in this movie yet. So the first time they encounter, obviously he's going to get his butt kicked, and it's just nice to see them fight multiple times in just one time. So this movie isn't perfect. One thing I didn't like was there's no really sense of time in this movie. After Strange goes away to train and then he comes back to see Rachel McAdams' character, she said that he was gone for a while, but they don't really tell you how long he's been away for. So there's no real sense of gauge of time. Obviously he's been away for a while, but I just don't know how many years or months or weeks. Also, another thing I didn't like was the big bad guy, Dormammu. Now, him as a character is fine and dandy, but the thing I didn't like is they went with the Fantastic Four route of Galactus with him. And if you all seen that movie, the only thing you saw of Galactus was like his hand or like the top of his head or whatever you saw. And even though they didn't do exactly what they did in Fantastic Four, you only get to see Dormammu's head, and it's kind of stupid to me. I think, I wanted to see his full body because he is a really cool looking character. So that would have been cool. Maybe in the next movie, maybe Infinity War or whatever they're retitling the movie to be, but I think that'd be cool. Also, there's like small things here and there that I didn't like, but just not that big of a deal. One thing I did like was there's quite a few Easter eggs, which was really cool, and it's also talking about multiverse and other characters that are bigger and stuff. But I mean, I thoroughly like this movie, and if you're not a comic book movie person, if you don't really like those kind of movies, I still think you will enjoy this movie. It doesn't have too much tying in with any other Marvel movies, so I think you'll enjoy it, and I'm glad it turned out good. So this is why I'm giving Doctor Strange an 8 out of 10. So if you like my review, hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to watch more reviews, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.